You know, I have a bone to pick with Stanley Kubrick. Okay? He's not the only one, but he certainly is probably the most notable. And what he has done, and others of his ilk, is they take a very simple horror story and they attempt in making it a movie to elevate it to high art. Kubrick did this most notably with The Shining. Now, Stephen King wrote The Shining, and to be honest with you, it was probably one of the best novels he ever wrote. Okay, certainly a lot of his stuff has been disposable, but this one was really structured well, put together well, and frankly was pretty scary. Okay, and Kubrick put an all-star cast together and really went into, I mean, he was manipulating stuff in the background and using specific pictures on walls to convey meanings to those who were, initiated, woke, if you will. And he made this big, highbrow art film out of The Shining. Okay? They made a TV series of it a little bit later that stuck basically just to the horror elements, and actually it was probably better. Yeah, so that's it. I can see now all the Kubrick fans are going to be sending me emails. So what the hell are you talking about? Ever since Kubrick did this, some folks attempt to do the same thing. They have basically a good spooky story, but they try to elevate it into the realm of high art by adding all of these, fanciful things, if you will. Tonight's movie, I believe, does just that. And, the old adage is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. If you have yourself a really good, scary story, keep it simple and tell the scary story. Don't try to go all artsy-craftsy on the thing. Chances are you'll end up ruining it. Cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is in. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Fiore, your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. Also, host and producer of the award-winning Outtakes with Fiore, which is now available on Vimeo. And if you like to read my rather acerbic prose, well, you can catch that on the Outtakes with Fiore blog. Let's talk about today's lesson plan, which is a movie called LUZ. That's LUZ. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because this movie is a foreign horror film, and it's a combined effort of Sweden and Germany. Okay? Now, I got to tell you, I'm not much on German horror films to begin with. Sweden, is a kind of hit and miss, so they banded together on this one, and they've made a horror film that had a basic, simplistic tale to it, and that tale basically is that there is a demon loose. It is a powerful demon, and it has the ability to transfer itself into different bodily hosts. And once it does that, it's a demon, so it's going to kill you. It's not a friendly demon that you invite over for tea and crumpets. It just doesn't happen. What does happen in this is that the producers attempt to make this movie artsy. Okay, an artsy horror film. Seldom does that work. And we actually start the movie out with its conclusion. Okay, and then through a series of edits, we kind of are filled in on how we got to that point that we opened with. Now, that's a technique that's generally used in films, and it often works very successfully in not only horror films, but sci-fi films as well. Okay, that aside, I think when they put this script together, their purpose was to see how little dialogue they can put in. Okay? Each of the actors, and I'm not going to attempt to read their names because they're a combination of German and Swede. I'll butcher them to high heaven. I think they attempted to keep the lines of dialogue to a minimum. It might have had something to do with the pay scale. I'm not exactly sure. That's just my guess. So we have a series of visual vignettes put together, and some of them are kind of neat. I mean, it's pretty good the way they put them together, but there are a lot of things here that are stereotypical. You know, the idea of the demon transferring through a kiss, you know, and you see light traveling from, you know, one mouth to another. That's kind of standard, and so we don't get anything new from that aspect. And certainly the killings offer nothing new. There's nothing that goes, whoa, haven't seen that. You know, it's all pretty much standard stuff. But key elements that add to horror are missing. For example, what is this demon? How did it get on Earth? You know, who brought it here? We don't know, and it's never explained. What is the demon's purpose? I mean, it bounces between bodies so frequently that it can't be, well, I just want to see how many people I can go into. It doesn't make, but, you know, it's like the John Holmes of demons or something. So I have no idea what's going on with this demon. So we get this little story, these little vignettes put together that shows, okay, there's a demon. And okay, now he's in this body. Okay, he's killed that person. Now he's in this body. Okay, he's killed that person. Now he's in that body. Okay, he's killed that person. Oh, the movie ends. Wow, that was great. What the hell happened? You know, there is no rhyme nor reason for this. We're just supposed to accept the fact that this demon, and we don't even know where the demon came from. I guess that's because these countries are so politically correct that they couldn't tie it to any organized religion. You know, that would be sacrosanct. So we have this unearthly demon, and we have him invading people and killing other people, and then we have no idea why. How did he get here? If you could destroy the demon, how would you do that? We don't know. There's nothing there. There's nothing that tells us, hey, this character has the possibility to defeat the demon. And I mean, that's intrinsic to any story. Now, the hero may not win. The hero, it may be a tragic hero story, and he may eventually lose, and the movie might have a sad ending, but there has to be some character somewhere along the line who knows what they're dealing with and attempts to stop it. Never happens in this movie. It's just like, okay, yeah, we saw that again, and there we go. I think there was a lot of potential here. And that's why I said in my open, they had a real basic core story of demon possession. Okay? Had they stuck to the basic story, you might have sat back and you might have said, well, you know, there was nothing new in that, but they could have taken the standard demon possession story and made it good, you know, something worth watching. As it is, you sit back and look at this movie and go, what happened? You know, why? What was the purpose of watching this? There was no bookends to hold all the books together in this one. And they did this, I believe, primarily to try to make this movie appeal to the arts fans, to the people who look for, oh, look at the dramatic lighting. Oh, look at the dramatic cinematography. Notice how they did that with minimal makeup. You know, these people generally like dramas, not horror films. So you're catering to a bad audience. Now, Lord knows that when I did my review of the Lords of Chaos, that I probably alienated the entire country of Norway. So why not pick on Sweden and Germany as well? LUZ had a great idea here. All right. It had a nice, simple, demonic possession story, and it tried to get all highbrow, and it ruined the whole thing. You putzed it up. potential, not much more. Now that you have learned what you have learned, here endeth